Hey Roy, I just wanted to let you know that I'm just about done with work for the day.
Got it. I guess that means you'll probably be heading home soon?
You weren't working at all today, right? Wasn't it your day off? Are you home right now?
Yeah, I really haven't left the house at all day.
Ah, I see. Well, you can go ahead and start getting ready for bed if you want. I left you some dinner in the fridge so you can just heat that up, have your shower, and go to bed.
Alright, was today supposed to be leftovers day again?
I thought it was, yeah? Why do you ask? Are you not really in the mood for leftovers today?
No, it's not that, it's just that, well, there are no leftovers left.
Wait, what? Why? Did you already eat them for lunch or something like that?
Well, no, it's not that, they ended up in the garbage.
You mean you threw them away? Why would you do that? I spent so much time making them yesterday.
No, wait, hold on, I wasn't the one who threw them away, it was my mom, she was the one who did it.
You mean that your mom came over to the house today?
Yeah, she came over because she said she wanted to do some cooking for me. But the freezer was full of all the meals that you'd frozen for me, right? So she threw all the food away and made her own food and then went back home.
Ugh, I don't believe this. Why would she do something like that? And why didn't you do anything to stop her, Roy? That's such a huge waste of food.
You know how my mom gets if you even tell her no about anything. I just knew that it was going to save trouble for everyone if I just let her throw away the food and do what she wanted.
I disagree with you completely. Of course you shouldn't just let people throw out cooked food. I mean, you could have just taken your meal out to defrost. It didn't need to end up in the garbage.
Well, I already told you that it already wasn't up to me. My mom had already made her mind up. But it's not like we don't have dinner. We have all the food that my mom cooked for us. And since she was here for so long cooking, I'm sure that it's really good.
And you're sure that you're okay eating what your mom cooks for you?
Why wouldn't I be? I don't see what you mean.
I mean, you remember the doctor said that you need to be eating less salts and sugars, right? Knowing your mom, she cooks with a lot of oil, right? I really don't think you're supposed to be eating those kinds of foods, Roy.
Well, it's not like I'm having those kind of things every day. I'm sure I'm allowed one cheat day a week, right? Then I'll go back to eating my boring, bland, low-sodium meals.
But isn't your mom just going to keep coming over and cook for you once you finish what she made? I feel like she might take this as a sign that it's okay to do what she did again.
Well, if she really does show up wanting to do that, you can just tell her no.
Excuse me? Why should I be the one to tell your mom no? That seems like something you should do.
Are you crazy? My mom did all that cooking for my sake. I can't just turn around like that and be ungrateful to her.
But you're totally fine letting her throw away the food that I spent so much time cooking? Besides, if I were the one who spoke to her, then she would just use that as fuel to talk bad about me later.
Well, you'll just have to think of the right way to get across what you want to say to her is all.
Please do not try to make this into something that I need to be responsible for. I really don't think it's fair the way you're pushing all of this on me, and I wish you would stop.
So we just shouldn't care about my mom's feelings at all? You just want me to throw this food back at her face?
That's not what I said at all. But what I am saying is that this isn't the first time your mom has shown up, changed something about the house that she didn't like and associated with me, and then left.
What do you think this is all about you? My mom is doing this for me. She knows how to take care of her son, and I think that you might just be getting a little bit jealous.
I'm going to pretend like you didn't just send that last part. And you can think that all you want, but the point is that you're not a little boy anymore. We're married. I am your wife. And I'm telling you that your mom is interfering in our lives just a bit more than I'm really comfortable with.
Look, I hear you, okay? I'm taking in what you're saying, but my mom is just trying to take care of us. That's it. There's really not much point in fighting this.
You say you're listening, but I feel like I haven't been heard at all. When your mom comes over and messes around with our house and our lives, it really makes me upset.
Erin, really? What's the matter with you? I didn't take you for this kind of person. She's my mom, she's not some nosy neighbor or something. Where do you get off complaining this much over a person who just wants to help?
Are you really telling me that I'm in the wrong for asking you to tell your mom to not throw away our food? Why are you always taking her side over mine? It really makes me mad when I feel like I can't count on you when it comes to things like this.
I've already told you that my mom is really headstrong, and even if I tried to say something, she still wouldn't listen. You just need to learn to let things go and quit taking everything to heart.
Hey, Roy, I see that we've received a whole bunch of handmade masks from your mom.
She sent us a bunch of masks? I wonder why. We already have plenty.
I assume that she wants you to use these. She left a note saying that she hopes these are better on your skin than the store-bought ones. But there must be at least 50 masks here.
Well, I'm not gonna wear something handmade when the machine-made masks are probably more reliable.
You always do this, Roy. This isn't the first time this has happened. There was that year your mom sent you a whole bunch of scarves and another where she sent you 3 handmade sweaters. You refused to even try them on and then just dumped them out in the closet. Our closet is now almost half full of your unused gifts.
Ugh, my mom can seriously be so annoying sometimes. I mean, what self-respecting adult is gonna wear a sweater their mom knit for them?
If you really dislike them that much, why don't you just throw them away? And if you're not going to use these masks, I'd like to throw them away too.
Whoa, you can't just throw away gifts that someone made by hand for me. Besides, we can probably just turn those masks into good kitchen rags.
I really don't think the masks are thick enough to work that well as rags. Why not just return them to your mom and ask her to donate them or something?
Are you kidding me? You think that my mom is gonna be happy with me returning her masks like that? Why are you always trying to hurt her feelings?
I'm not trying to hurt her feelings, but I don't see why we have to keep everything she gives you if you're not even going to use it. I mean, even with all the food she made you, I ended up having to eat most of it so it didn't go to waste.
Well, excuse me, am I not allowed to get bored eating the same thing over and over again?
Well, why is it okay that I have to instead?
Ugh, you know that my mom really isn't that good of a cook. I had a couple of meals to be polite, but there was no way that I was ever gonna be eating all of that. My stomach was hurting after just one.
Then just tell her to stop doing so much for you. I mean, what do you want me to do with all of these masks?
I don't know, maybe we could just sell them online or something? There's plenty of resale apps and things like that.
So you do want to get rid of them? And just who is going to be handling selling these things? I'm really busy with work and taking care of the house, and I certainly don't have time to do this.
Oh, fine, I'll figure something out. Jeez. Just leave them in a box somewhere and I'll handle it, okay?
Somehow, I think that they'll end up in a box and I'll be seeing them in the closet very soon. Just like those sweaters and scarves.
I said that I was gonna handle it, and I will, okay? Why can't you just trust me on this?
Because you always let your mom do whatever she wants around here. You do know that she's trying to set up a garden in our backyard, right? I had to really put my foot down and tell her no on that one.
Wait, what? But we barely even have a backyard. A garden would take up too much space.
Exactly, but she said she wanted to do it so that she could feed you even more.
But why does she have to set up a garden in our yard? Why not just do it at her house?
I don't know. Why don't you go ask her yourself?
But then again, we would never have to worry about buying vegetables again. Maybe this isn't such a bad idea after all?
But who is going to end up having to look after that garden, huh? It'll probably be me, and I don't want that to happen. You know how much I hate dealing with bugs and working out in the hot sun. Maintaining a garden is one of the last things that I want to do.
Oh, come on, I'm sure that you have a green thumb. You have to take care of it.
I am telling you that I do not want to, Roy.
Well, then I guess my mom will just have to come over every day to take care of that, won't she?
Wait a second. Is this the game you're trying to play? You think that you can get me to do whatever I want if you just threaten me with your mom coming over?
Well, that tells me all I need to know. You really don't like my mom coming over at all, do you?
It's not that. I'm just saying that I think your mom is involving herself with our lives a little bit too much. Why are you always trying to twist my words around like this? Besides, you know that telling your mom not to build a garden in our yard is just going to upset her. And I think that you want all that blame to fall on me.
Why are you acting so mean about this? Can't you at least talk to me nicer about my own mom?
I've tried talking about this nice and calmly with you, and you just refuse to listen to what I have to say. I am sick and tired of being left holding the blame when you try to deny your mom anything.
I don't really get what the big deal is. Why can't we just let her do whatever she wants?
Are you serious right now?
I just mean that if you really wanted to get on my mom's good side, this would be a great way to make that happen.
I should just let your mom do whatever she wants so that I can get her to like me?
Yeah, just leave her be and things will be fine. If she wants to start a garden, then who cares?
What has gotten into you? I really can't believe that you're suggesting we just let all of this happen.
All I'm saying is that I think you're being a little too tough on my mom. She's getting up there in age and needs hobbies to keep her mind sharp. This is a way that you can really help her in her old age.
Okay, fine then. Have it your way. I'll just sit back and let your mom do whatever she wants around our house.
Hey, where are you? Are you out running errands or something right now? I need you to get home right now. Mom is here and she's trying to move in.
Oh, really? Well, if that's what your mom wants to do, I think you should just let her, right?
You mean we should just let my mom move in with us? Why in the world would we ever want to do something like that?
Well, your mom has been talking about wanting to move in with us for a while. You don't think we should tell her no, do you? You were the one who said we should just let her do whatever she wants, right? So why not let her move in if that's something she's saying she wants to do?
How do you think the three of us are supposed to fit in a house this size? There's no way that we can make it work. Besides, I know that there's no way you'd be happy about living with my mom.
I'm actually moving out, so I don't care what she does.
Wait, you don't really mean that, do you?
I do mean it. I think that you and I need to spend some time apart. I'm gonna go live with my sister for a little bit. So you and your mom will have all the time in the world to get to spend together.
What's the matter with you? Why are you leaving? You can't just disappear like this!
I told you over and over again that I was getting tired of your mom trying to interfere with our lives, right?
And that's why you're leaving? Because you're upset over my mom?
Do you have any idea just how much of my life I've lost to dealing with your mom's antics? All the while having to work and take care of the house? You have no idea just how tired I am.
But I still don't get why you're leaving. You do realize that I'm gonna have to eat my mom's cooking every single day now, right? I don't know how I'm gonna live.
Well, that doesn't sound like any of my business. But if you're really so upset, why not just tell your mom to move out? You have that right, you know.
I can't believe you. You have some petty little problems with my mom, and this is how you choose to act. Fine then, do whatever you want, see if I care.
You mean that you want me to do whatever I want to, too? Wow, that's very generous of you. Although I'm sure you just meant that as a way of saying that you want me to leave you alone because you can't be asked to face the consequences of what you've done.
You don't know what you've done, Erin! You leave the house, sit by while my mom moves in, and you're totally giving up on your wifely duties.
I have done more than my fair share of wifely duties, thank you very much. Anyways, enjoy spending all that time with your mom, Roy.
Erin, please come back home. I'm begging you. I'm so sorry for everything. Just please come back to me.
Oh no, Roy, what's the matter? You sound like something might be off.
It's my mom. She just can't leave me well enough alone. And she won't stop treating me like I'm some little kid.
Yeah, that adds up, I suppose. I told you that she had a habit of getting too much in other people's business.
Don't just talk to me about this like you don't have anything to do with it. The other day my mom told me that I was coming home too late from work, so she went with me to go to work the next day and talk to my boss about it. I was completely humiliated. I felt like a little kid.
It sounds to me like she's just worried that you're doing all right, Roy.
I know that that's probably it, but she's going about it in the worst possible way. She stormed in the building as if she owned the place and started yelling at my boss.
Oh, wow, well, that really just sounds no good.
It's been so hard to go into work ever since then. People are whispering behind my back and calling me Norman Bates like from Psycho, and it's horrible. And none of the women in my office want anything to do with me since they know what my mother is like.
It sounds to me like your mom has made this a way larger issue for you than just staying at your place. Although I'm sure if you just stood up for yourself and said something, she would stop.
I really don't think there's anything I could say to stop my mom from acting the way she is. I don't even know what would stop her at all at this point.
Well, all I can say is I'm glad I got out there when I did.
But I really need you to come back. This is serious. I just know that if you come back, Mom will probably just chill out about all this. She might even leave.
I really don't think that your mom is the kind of person to give up so easily like that. And even if I did come back, I doubt that she'd leave. She'd just turn all her anger on me instead.
Well, it's all your fault this is happening, so it really is the least that you could do.
But none of this is my fault at all. You were the one who insisted on letting your mom do whatever she wanted to do, and I just went along with what you said.
But it wasn't supposed to happen like this. Please, I don't even know how much more of this my body can take. I can't stand living with my mom anymore.
You're probably feeling so sick because of all the oily food your mom is cooking for you. You might have been able to eat like that when you were a kid, but you're an adult who has to be a little bit more careful now.
But I don't even want to eat her food. I'm going out to eat for most of my meals now. But then when I do, my mom just won't stop blowing up over the phone asking me where I am.
Wow, she really is treating you like a child, isn't she? I mean, the way you described, she probably thinks you're still in middle school. I wonder if she'll still be treating you this way when you're even older, too.
Please, Erin, I just want to eat your cooking. I need a healthy meal.
You know, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do over the past 2 weeks I've been at my sister's. And I just don't really know that I can carry on like this.
That's right! You can come back and we'll kick Mom out and everything will return to normal.
Oh, no, sorry, that's not what I meant. I was actually talking about getting a divorce from you.
Wait, what? You want to get divorced? When did this come from all of a sudden?
Do you even have any clue what it was that was upsetting me so much? You never listened to a word I said to you about any of this, and you never took my side. Why wouldn't I want to divorce you?
Please, don't do this to me! You're upset because I was always asking you to deal with my mom, right?
I knew that you had no clue what this was about.
Well then tell me what it is that made you so mad about it!
What I'm about is the fact that you refuse to do anything for yourself. Whether it's your mom or I, you always need someone to take care of you. And now that you don't want to deal with your mom anymore, you're calling me in to do your dirty work.
It isn't really like that at all. Please, you have to understand!
I do understand. You're the one who doesn't, Roy. You told me to let your mom do whatever she wanted. I've just been doing what you told me to do. You asked for this, and now you're reaping the consequences. Enjoy being babied by your mother. After that, I heard that Roy continued to eat his mom's cooking, which only continued to worsen his health. Finally, I heard that he had to be prescribed a blood pressure medication and that he's put on several pounds of weight. Roy was desperate to find a way to get his mom to leave him alone and thought one way would be to find someone to marry him. Although any woman he got close enough to bring back home was instantly scared off by Roy's mom. Unfortunately, Roy still hasn't learned to stand up for himself, and I heard he's still letting his mom feed him every single day.
I heard that Betty got pregnant.
That's great news! You're going to be an uncle! Your parents must be so happy.
I'm going to be an uncle. My parents are happy. But Betty's husband is a bit strange, so I'm still a little concerned.
Oh, right. I remember. Perhaps having a child will change him in a good way? I hope he will get a steady job.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing now, but the last time we talked, he said he quit his job to make it big. Then he didn't start anything. I heard that he had got a job, but I'm not sure if he's still employed.
I'm worried about Betty too. But as long as she's happy, we shouldn't interfere.
Betty's been brainwashed by him and started saying things that don't make sense. I hope she gets a grip on herself.
Married couples think alike over time, you know?
I heard that she wants to give birth in our house.
Oh, really? Then we have to make a room for her. Her old room is used as a storeroom now. We have to clean up. When is her due date? Is it after our moving date?
I'm not sure about her due date yet, but Betty and her husband want to come and stay here together.
Is her husband going to stay here too? That's unusual. Doesn't he have to work?
I don't know. They're not making any sense, and I'm very confused.
What do you mean? Are you ready to move out? We're going to live in that house. Hi, Betty. Congratulations on your pregnancy. I will support you all the way to giving birth to a healthy baby. But you're not seriously telling us to move out, are you? Why? We don't feel comfortable living with a couple who doesn't have a child. We can be ourselves around you. I'm sorry, but will you let us live alone? With just us family? We are your family, though. We've been living with your parents for 2 years now. That sounds like you're parasites. Parasites? You don't have children, do you? But you depend on my parents and live in their house. You two are such parasites. You're causing trouble to my parents. Will you stop being such a nuisance? I don't understand what you're saying, but you're wrong about us leeching off your parents. Both Robert and I work, and we support the family. But you have no children. You're germs. What? Germs? You're useless germs who can't have a baby. I feel bad for you, but I don't want to catch your virus. So, can you just move out? A virus? What are you talking about? What virus are you saying I have? A loser virus? You and Robert are like useless germs. What if my baby gets your virus? It'll be too late if something happens. Are you saying that because I don't have a child, I have a virus? I'm just telling you to move out because we're going to stay there to give birth. What's wrong with that? Brian says you should move out too. So we're right. Why is your husband staying here with you in the first place? He has to go to work, doesn't he? It seems unnecessary for him to stay here with you. What are you talking about? We're married. We have to always be together. He can find a new job. I hate to interfere, but is it okay for him to quit a job when you're having a baby? Shouldn't you have enough savings to raise a child? What do you know? You don't have a child. I'm pregnant. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about raising a child. I don't know much, but you don't know either. You haven't given birth yet. Giving birth and raising a child cost a lot of money. My sister has a child and teaches me those things, so I'm just worried about you. Who do you think you are? You think you're better than us. We're going to have a baby. We're obviously better than you. I'm not talking about who's better than the other. We're going to kick you out of the house. I can't give birth where parasites live. Just move out, Germ. You're crossing the line here. Don't call us germs again. Just think thoroughly. We're willing to accept you if you're staying here to give birth. But we can't tolerate your insults and you're forcing us to move out. We went to my parents' house today to throw out your stuff. Excuse me? We're moving in there soon. So I thought you'd already cleaned up the house. There were so many things that belonged to you, so I threw them all out. You threw them out? Do you think you're allowed to do that? Didn't your parents stop you? My parents don't know about it. I threw them all out for you, so get out. You're serious about kicking us out? You two are nothing but a nuisance. Just get lost. You're so annoying, you parasites. I don't feel comfortable giving birth where parasites with no children are. Get out, you losers. Don't give me your virus. We'll take our family with us then. What? I can't tolerate being insulted like this anymore. You said you were moving in here in 2 weeks, right? Everyone in the family will move out by then. Everyone in the family? What is that supposed to mean? Your family is only Robert. You don't have a child. You don't have a child. Get the flip out, you plague. How could you say such a horrible thing? You've been telling me such awful things just because we don't have a child. You're planning to live here after giving birth, aren't you? You call us parasites, but aren't you the one who wants to leech off your parents? If so, what? This is my parents' house. You have no right to lecture me. I'll do whatever I want, however I want. You two, just get out. All of us will move out. Do whatever you want. I wish you a safe delivery. What the hell is this? What are you talking about? I won't answer your call. We're going to break off our relations with you. I don't care about that. But will you explain to me, Wei-shen? Why is the house empty? Are you out of your mind? There's no one in the house. And where are all the furniture and home appliances? I explained to you the other day. I told you that everyone in the family would move out. Weren't you talking about just you and Robert when you said everyone? Why did you take my parents too? In fact, we built a mansion. A mansion? It looks like a mansion compared to the old house. It's a 2-family house, and we were talking about living there with your parents. That's why Robert and I decided to build a bigger house. What? You didn't tell me about it. Why didn't you tell me? I never thought that there would be no one in the house. If you had been going to stay in the old house just to give birth, we would have invited you here. But you were looking down on us so rudely, and you threw out my stuff without my permission. That's because you weren't prepared to move out. We've been busy and would have packed our things when we were ready. We didn't move out because you kicked us out. Too bad for you. Too bad there was no one waiting for you in the house. Why didn't you live alone there with your husband? You're giving birth soon. Good luck. Don't mess with me. We can't live in a house with no furniture or home appliances. I don't know how you lived in your former house, but you can move the furniture and home appliances from there. I told you before that all of us were going to move out. You just misunderstood what I said. You made me get the wrong idea. You loser, Germ. Say whatever you want. We already moved out and are not going to tell you where we live. You are plotting to move into your parents' house and leech off them because you have no money. Sorry, it didn't work out. How did you know about that? It's true, we don't have any money, but I thought Mom and Dad would help us. You only think about yourself, don't you? Did you listen to what your mother told you? What are you talking about? Your father needs nursing care now. What? He can't work anymore and has no income. We live with them to support them with the mortgage and living expenses. That's why we built a big house. We built the house big enough to make it barrier-free. He needs a nursing care? I don't remember my mom telling me about it. You only talk about yourself and push your opinions on her. You didn't care to listen to her. We've been having a more difficult time than you thought. You'll have to make your useless husband work hard from now on, and to raise your child. Wait, seriously? Is Dad okay? We won't be fooled if you pretend to care about your father now. We won't give you any money. Also, I'm telling you this because you didn't know that house is still heavily financed. What? Financed? We couldn't do much repairing because of the mortgage. It's a very drafty house, but the mortgage is still really expensive. Work hard to pay it off. We can't pay a mortgage. We made our escape from our former house because we couldn't pay the rent. Wow. And you called us losers when you were in such a financial situation? It's laughable, actually. I'm sorry, Emily. We're the one to blame. I will not insult you from now on and make my husband work. So please, let us live in your house. I'm sorry, but we're not going to live with a man with a gambling addiction. Besides, you're not my family anymore. You should have listened to us sooner. Good luck with your delivery. Too bad you have no one to leech off.
After that, Betty stopped responding to Emily after the message. Betty and her husband were despaired to face reality. They couldn't afford the mortgage as they moved into the house without knowing it was financed. They were forced to move out before giving birth. Just for the sake of their child, Robert helped them with the expenses for the delivery and supported them to become independent. Betty's husband seems to have developed a sense of responsibility and started working multiple part-time jobs to make ends meet. Although their family broke off relations with them, it was a good thing Betty's husband has a sense of responsibility now. I only wish for their child's health and happiness.